Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, May 17th, 2019. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing service metrics and how they affect your performance on eBay. We're also going to be talking about free returns, your comments, questions, and concerns from last week. Now you're probably wondering why I'm filming here today. Because I'm running way behind schedule and I really need to get this done, so I have to do it this way. I'm going to start off by reading your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video, and after that I'm going to read you a good letter that was written in on one of the Facebook groups that I think all of you guys will enjoy. First, we're going to talk about glitches. Jennifer Marie wrote, "I'm sorry to hear the weather is still horrible in New Jersey. So glad I don't live there anymore. It's been sunny and beautiful in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area. I also wanted to say that I did notice the glitch with the page views earlier in the week. Have you also noticed the glitch on feedback section of the Seller Hub overview? In the past few days it says April 1st for when the buyer left feedback, but it was just left May 10th or 11th. Just thought I'd mention it in case others have seen it too." You know, I didn't notice that myself, but several people did mention that in the Facebook groups. As far as the weather is concerned, do you know earlier this week the high for the day was 46 degrees. It was so freaking cold and rainy. It rained steadily from Saturday afternoon till I think Tuesday night or thereabouts, but actually Thursday was totally dry. I'm not kidding. Thursday we had a dry day. Betty A also wrote in about the glitch. She wrote, "I've been noticing the immediate viewer count for some time now. In my tiny space it's only 3 views, but it was instantaneous and I thought that was strange. Around the first of the year I noticed it was 0 views when I opened. Then it became 1 every time, then 3 every time. Today it's back to 1. I don't even believe the 1 because it's just too automated rather than a possible random viewer. Good on you, Joe. You deserve to be recognized. But I know that at an estate sale is not the place you want to be recognized. I'm in Texas where it's usually beginning to get pretty warm by now. I never got out of the 50s today. It was 53 when I got up this morning and it's 57 now. Lots of rain here too." Also on the glitches, Lisa Matthews wrote, "Hi Joe, I first want to tell you how much I enjoy your channel and how much you've helped me with my eBay sales. I have also been watching your channel for 2 years and I just want to thank you for all your help. My comment is, you're absolutely right. After listing an item and seconds later checking the listing, it does show it has been seen by viewers. Ha ha. I don't think that folks are sitting at their computers or phones just waiting for me to list an item. Yes, a definite glitch with eBay." Mallywood Manalabi wrote a comment about offering, or better yet, sending offers to watches. And I truncated this comment for brevity. "Hi Joe, great show as always. About offers to buyers, I've used it and it works well for me so far. But I've also had to open more unpaid item cases with those buyers. One of your viewers wrote he's concerned buyers will just watch his items and wait for him to make an offer rather than buy. Now this is a good point here. Now you state you had to open more unpaid item cases when you sent offers to watches, and I think that's ridiculous. Just this week I wrote a post in one of the Facebook groups saying that I think eBay should require immediate payment for all such offers. For instance, if I'm selling something for $100 and you're watching it, and I send you a best offer of $80 and you accept it, you should have to pay automatically, period. You have accepted the offer. Sorry guys, that's the way I feel, and I'm not bashful about it. Skinny Cow wrote about the parts and not working category. Selling for parts or item not working isn't worth it through the mail. Cash is my only policy. Alternatively, some buyers want to pay by direct bank deposit, which I accept. There's just too much chance of a bad experience selling not working for parts through eBay with PayPal as the payment processor. On the same topic, Sean1 wrote, I frequently shop for parts to acquire donor components, and it frustrates me to hear that anyone would think it's appropriate to request a return on something clearly listed as inoperative. I think people frequently buy for parts gambling there's a simple fix, and when they realize they're in over their head, they turn to the seller to pay for their ineptitude. I'm finding it harder and harder to source parts on eBay. When I hear these stories, the trend comes as no surprise. We all pay the price for fishy buyers. Thanks for another awesome video, Joe. Daniel Scales wrote about eBay customer service, and I truncated this comment for brevity as well. To get a dedicated customer service representative, one must now have at minimum an anchor store subscription. I specifically called eBay and asked them why I don't have one when my annual sales volume qualifies for one. They told me that now a minimum of anchor store subscription level is required. I only have premium stores since the number of products I listed does not justify the $299.95 anchor store monthly subscription fee. I too have the premium store, and I agree with them that $300 a month fee is just too much to absorb at this juncture. On Bolos, Artie Bigley wrote, Joe, thanks again for a very informative and entertaining show this week. As strictly a buyer on eBay and generally just in collectibles, I got a kick out of the interview you included of the woman that sold the golden books in her auction. These books are in my saved searches on eBay, and this is the first time you've mentioned anything in my saved searches list over the many years I've been a fan of your show. So thanks for including that interview on this show, Joe, and keep up the excellent work. Farm Girl Scavenger Noel wrote on sending offers to watches as well. Joe, I just can't thank you enough for all you do. It hurts my heart to see your cold, nasty weather, so depressing. I also have tried offers to buyers. It's a flunky operation in my humble opinion. I watch your videos with my coffee every Saturday morning, and as usual I hit the like button before you even start talking and watch the whole video. Why wouldn't I? Keep up the great content, and I'll see you again this year at eBay Open. Thanks again. On free returns, For Real Girl 42 wrote, I am not in eBay motors, and I still wouldn't offer free returns. I think offering free returns would give scammers and buyer's remorse people a way to take advantage of sellers. Shortly, I'm going to read you a good letter from somebody on Facebook, and I think you'll really enjoy it, regarding free returns. On cancellations, Vintage Philly VA wrote, Joe, you're right about there being something fishy about cancellations last week. In my first 6 years on eBay, I've had only a few cancellations and a couple of unpaid item cases and a return rate less than 1%. This past week, 3 cancellations, 2 unpaid item cases, and a return on an $8 item by a fellow seller who asked for a partial refund because what she bought didn't fit her dog. Could they be showing buyers ads for other items? It's possible. While we're on this topic of cancellations and returns, I had one cancellation this week, and it was a real weird one. Something very atypical. A person bought an item from me, and within 30 seconds to 60 seconds wanted a cancellation. What makes it so unusual is the price of the item was $17 freaking dollars. It's a dog item that I had listed originally for $20, and I was running a sale using Markdown Manager, marked down to $17. What possessed this woman 30 seconds to 60 seconds after buying it to want to cancel at such a cheap price? Is it possible somebody on eBay is selling it less than $17? I guess it's possible. And even so, how much less could it be? It couldn't be much less. So that really That mystified me. As far as returns this week, a little less than normal, believe it or not. I had how many? Two returns this week, and one of them I knew was going to come back because I've told you guys, I have a sixth sense when an item is going to come back. Not because of the buyer, not because of their feedback number, but because of the item. If it's a real dog item, I know it's going to come back. I sold 2 weeks ago some center hubs for an alloy wheel. And I'm so paranoid about these particular things that not only do I have a picture of the hubs, I have a picture of the alloy wheel that they fit, clearly stating the part number, and I even have a picture of the actual alloy wheel these things fit. And this person bought the wrong items, said they're too big for my wheel. After she didn't check her part number, didn't check her wheel, did no work whatsoever. But at least, I will say one thing for her, she was honest. In filing for a return, she wrote, wrong size doesn't fit, and is sending them back. On service metrics, Pink Cookie Lady wrote, Joe, I noticed in my metrics my return rate was 2.8%, considered very high. I also noticed in my invoices that eBay is charging me an extra 4% on a sale when I sell something in that category. When you mentioned your return rate is at 4%, do you also get charged an extra 4% when you sell something in that category that is considered very high? My sales were very slow this past week. Thank you. I feel this is a very important topic, so we're going to do a quick cutaway, and then I'm going to come back and give you an explanation. So let's do the cutaway. Before I talk about service metrics, let me show you my return rate. Currently, my return rate in eBay Motors is 3.72%, which is almost 4%. I've had 16 returns out of 430 transactions, and this is only from the period February of this year till April of this year. Now, this return rate percentage in itself does not affect my seller metrics at all, but let me show you how to calculate yours. First, in case you don't know how to find seller metrics, start in your eBay Seller Hub, hover over the Performance tab. From the drop-down menu, click on Service Metrics right here, and you'll get a screen that looks like this. Now right here you can see my service metrics are at 0.75%, which is just under 1% in eBay Motors. This is actually considered very good because the average eBay Motors seller has 1.02%. On the right, you can see they're charging me with 3 returns that they say are my fault, but of course, we know that is not the case. You can see nobody said my items were missing parts or pieces. Nobody said they arrived damaged. Nobody said they were not working or defective. Nobody said I sent the wrong item or that it wasn't authentic. But 3 people claimed my item was not as described, even though it in fact was. These were people who did not want to pay the return shipping. Now, although eBay has charged me for those 3 transactions, that is where my 0.75% came in, you can see the average eBay Motors seller falls on top of me, means they got even charged more than I did. So this is going to vary depending on what category you sell in. So if you guys would like to share, we did this once before, and I was very interested in it. If you guys would like to share your service metrics and what category you sell in, I'm very curious. I'm at 0.75% in eBay Motors, but those of you guys who sell in, let's say, toys, collectibles, things like that, I bet your service metrics are even lower. I bet you're down here in the green. So, if you want, let me know in the comments section below. Okay guys, to rehash. In my case, there are two figures that were presented. My overall return rate, which is 3.72%. Actually, it's probably going to be slightly more now because I had a couple of more returns this week, and I think I filmed the cutaway section Monday or Tuesday. But that's not important. Your all-around return rate is not important. It's your SNAD return rate that they get upset about. And as you saw in the screenshot that I presented to you, my SNAD rate is actually lower than the average eBay Motors seller. So to answer your questions, no, I am not being tagged because my overall return rate is 3.72 or almost 4%. eBay doesn't care about that. They only care about the SNAD return rate. Now, a lot of sellers are complaining, and rightly so in my opinion, about buyers who are filing improper SNAD complaints against you and me and every eBay seller. And most of you guys have no idea how blatant this really is. But being in a lot of the Facebook groups, I know how widespread it is. Most sellers agree that this is something that needs to be looked at. Now, the reason it's not hurting me too bad in eBay Motors is because my constituents, other people like me who sell in eBay Motors, are being hit with the same, if not more, fraudulent SNAD complaints. That's why my percentage is lower than the average. Capiche? I do believe later this year eBay will make an announcement about this, because I do feel that eBay customer representatives, whether you're in concierge or not, should have the power to override a SNAD return. For instance, right now, today, if a person buys your item, let's say you're selling a red sweater, they buy it, they get it, they file not as described, and they say in writing, oh, I thought it was a blue sweater. You cannot get that removed because the customer service reps don't have the juice anymore. Okay? It's ridiculous. And I'm saying it. All right? I am one of the biggest fans of eBay you're going to find. But what makes my channel successful is the fact that I am a man who speaks his mind. All right? I think every one of you will agree on that. I call it as I see it. All right? That's why when I say something, people listen. I'm strict, but I'm fair. What I'd like to move on to now, I want to talk about free returns now. Before I get into that, I just want to update something about last week's video for those of you guys who noticed it. I put the video up exactly on time. I released it at 7 o'clock p.m. Normally I watch my video, make sure everything's copacetic. But if you remember, my video was 40 minutes long last week, and I didn't have time right then to watch the video. Because truthfully, I was watching an episode of the Rockford Files on YouTube, and I wanted to finish it out. So anyway, about half an hour, 40 minutes later, I start watching my video, and I found an error. Okay? And I thought about it, and I said, this error is just too blatant. I want to edit the video, and I don't know how to edit it through YouTube's editor. I'm not sure if I could have anyway. I wanted to cut a part out, and I wanted to add something in, because during the original editing, I did not edit in the correct information about PayPal. So while that's fresh on my mind, PayPal has rethought its process. Several weeks ago, they came out and said they were changing their policy that they would not refund our fees for cancellations. All right? The outcry was so great, they have put that on hold. If you get a cancellation now, like I did earlier in the week, PayPal will refund your fees like they always have been. I'm not saying they're always going to refund them forever and ever, amen. I'm saying for right now, they have put the policy on hold that they are not going to refund your fees. So they're going to, for the time being, refund them as they always have been. I don't know if I made that quite clear in last week's video. That was what I was trying to do. Hopefully I did it. Before I read this Facebook letter, I'm going to stop and take a drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling! Don't judge me. Guys, now I'm going to read you an actual letter that somebody posted into one of the Facebook groups. Then I'm going to read you my response that I posted in response to her letter, and then we'll discuss it, and I'll get your opinions, and I'll bring everything to a close because I don't want to subject you guys to another 40-minute video. Here is what this eBay seller wrote. Need some advice, please. I had a buyer leave negative feedback based on unhappiness with the condition of the item he bought. I'm confident I did everything right. The description was very detailed, the pictures superb. I offer free returns and full refunds, yet the buyer ignores my repeated attempts to resolve this issue. eBay won't remove the negative feedback because the buyer won't open a return. So the bottom line is, he gets to complain and ruin my seller reputation and gets to keep the item. Not sure how this is fair or why buyers aren't held to a higher standard like sellers are, because this seems unethical. The question is, how do we as sellers affect change to eBay policies? Is there anything we can do to get this antiquated feedback system revised so buyers can't do this sort of thing? I'm sure other sellers have similar experiences. Or is it possible I'm making too much of this? Does anyone care about buyer feedback? Seller reputation anymore? Maybe no one looks at it and therefore it's a non-issue. Thanks in advance. I always appreciate this group's input. Now I'll read you my response to her letter. eBay's upselling point on free returns is that they will remove unfair negative feedback, among other things. I would rethink free returns because, as you can see, it is not all it's cracked up to be. I accept 30-day returns, no questions asked. I get a lot of returns because I sell on eBay Motors and people are not familiar with their own car and often order the wrong size parts. I'm fine with the returns, but I should not have to pay for other people's mistakes, and I'd be losing over $100 each week in shipping costs alone. Free returns is not for all categories. It seems to work well for toys and collectibles, but not for eBay Motors. I have no plan to ever accept free returns, and your story further cements my decision, as now I know, beyond any doubt, there is no incentive for me to enroll in it. P.S. I have 100% positive feedback, as I always go the extra mile for my customers, as you did with this customer as well. I think what the lady wrote is very, very important, and every one of you guys should take this to heart and think about it. This lady is enrolled in free returns on eBay. She's a good seller with 100% feedback. Now, she sold this item to somebody who, for whatever reason, didn't like it, okay? She said to them, hey, send it back on my dime, I'll take it back. But the guy instead stuck it to her and left her a negative feedback. eBay refuses to remove the feedback, claiming the man did not open a case, a return case. So I ask you, where is the seller protection in free returns? Right now, you have no idea how hard I'm trying to remain calm and not go screaming and ranting like I sometimes do. Okay, I'm going to remain calm on this. Take me, for example. I don't offer free returns, and I have no intention of doing it. I never did. But I'm doing well. I'm doing very well selling at eBay Motors. Yes, I have a high return rate overall, but my customers, thankfully, are mainly honest, and they admit that they made the mistake and bought the wrong size. Now, if I wasn't free returns, number one, I'd be losing $100 a week at least, just in the shipping cost, which is insane. Number two, where is this protection from negative feedback? My personal feeling is eBay needs to retool free returns because I just don't see the seller protection there. eBay has always touted the fact that if you did opt into free returns, they would protect you from unfair negative feedback. And in this case, I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. And you know me, I call it as I see it. That being said, guys, thank you for watching my video. Each week I come out here and I try and give you information that will help you be a successful eBay seller. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on the right track and I'm appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job this week, tell me in the comments section what you want me to hit up and I'll be more than happy to do it next week. Guys, remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I'm still making money online. I've solved a lot of problems. I've never worn a mask. And as you know, people tell me I could be a CEO or a CFO because, for the simple reason, I'm crazy New York driver and you're not. I want you to go out there. I want you to make a ton of money on eBay this week. By the way, this was a very, very busy week for me on eBay. I did very well. Last week was the only blip in the radar for the longest time. Last week was not my best week, but this week has definitely made up for it. I hope your sales were equally good. I'd like to hear comments on, especially, your take about that free return story I read to you, and also about your seller metrics if you want to share them or discuss them in any way, or any eBay topic. And once you're done with that, feel free to rock on and peace! Yeah! So, you're still watching the video. Good. The video is not over until it's over. I guess there's nothing left for me to say right now except 3 words. And what 3 words might they be? I'm really going to belt them out. Those 3 words are, don't be fishy! Yeah!